Hey guys, John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo here. I get a lot of questions about iPhone and iPod Touch applications, so I thought it could be fun to show you what I have on my iPhone. This is my daily phone. It goes with me everywhere I go. It's my main productivity tool. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is I've got an awful sense of direction. I get lost going anywhere. So for me, AT&T Navigator is a must. It is, I think, a $5 a month subscription fee, but it's worth every penny just to have the peace of mind to know where I'm going. I've been really happy with it. Twitterific is my main Twitter client for the John 4 Lakers account. The Echo Phone is the Twitter client that I use for the TechnoBuffalo Twitter. Of course, Facebook, App Store, and Things is a great application for keeping track of to-do lists. There's a desktop client you can get for the Mac, and they sync back and forth when you're on the same Wi-Fi network. I've got a lot of stuff to do, as I'm sure you do, and sometimes I forget about them. So Things helps me keep track of, well, things I got to do. Let's go ahead and keep moving along. We've got AIM. I don't really use it that much, but it's nice to have when I want it. 12C is a financial calculator. Comes in handy sometimes. Anonymous, it's a sort of a secondary web browser. I use it just for demonstration purposes. Balloon Bash is a fun sort of balloon bubble popping game. I used to play it all the time. I haven't played it in a while, but I keep it on here just in case I ever get bored. We've got My Fan Teams. You guys know I'm a big sports guy. I use that to manage all of my fantasy sports teams. I do fantasy basketball and football and baseball when it's in season. So that's what I use to manage everything. Camera zoom, I think I did a video on that. It adds a bit of a digital zoom to the iPhone 3GS's camera. Wells Fargo lets me manage some of my banking online. And Voices is a kind of a fun application that changes your voice around. You got a ton of different choices. You can make yourself sound like Darth Vader, or really a ton of different ones. Actually, I'll show you real quickly what that looks like. It's sort of a fun application. I think it's like $1 or something. You can pick all these different voices that you want to sound like, and you just sort of record something. Kind of neat. Alright, so let's keep moving along. There's a lot to cover. Movies. I love movies, and this is a great way to see what's playing. It gives you some reviews on it. You can view trailers. Free applications, quite handy. NetShare, which was an application that was released on the App Store for, just a brief period of time. Essentially what it did was allow you to share your connection. It doesn't really work anymore at the 3GS. I've just kind of kept it on here just for to remind me of a better time. Navigon, that's another GPS solution that I've been using and testing. This one is maps are stored locally on the device, so there's no subscription fee. It's a one-time purchase. I believe it's something like $80, and it works just like any other turn-by-turn GPS navigation device. Fieldrunners is a fun tower defense game. Frogger, of course, everybody knows Frogger. I used to play that all the time as a kid. iDisk lets me manage my MobileMe iDisk from my phone and access files. We've got IM Plus Lite, which I use for Google Chat and things like that. Kindle, which is quite obviously an ebook reader that Amazon offers for the iPhone. It syncs up using Amazon's WhisperNet, so you can sort of keep synced to where you are page-wise with your Kindle and on your iPhone. Although reading on an iPhone is really small and it hurts my eyes, so I don't use that very often. Locator is a fun way. I think I made a video about this, to locate all the pervy sex offenders in your area. You can search by address or contact address, and I'll pull up a picture of them and give you a map to where they're located. If you've got kids or anything, it's a good thing to know, who's around you. And if you are a sex offender, you can find people of like minds, I guess. Megaman Light, sort of a fun Megaman game. It's I think it's Megaman 2. And it pulls the controls up on the screen. It's kind of hard to use a D-pad and A and B buttons without actually physical buttons. But it does work. Ocarina, I've demonstrated that in a video before. It's by Smool. You get to play an ocarina. You blow into the microphone port, and a bunch of keys show up on the screen. It's kind of neat and sort of fun. My favorite application I have for the iPhone, and I've done probably 2 or 3 videos on this one. It's free. It's a game called Tap Defense, and I play that all the time. It's such a fun game. It's getting a little annoying. They're kind of making you download other free applications in order to get access to new content. But the game is just a lot of fun. It's a tower defense game. If you're into those and you want sort of a light way to waste some time if you need to, it is just a really, really fun game. I can't recommend it enough. It's called Tap Defense. We've got Labyrinth 3D. It's just a labyrinth game using the accelerometer. Pandora, of course, is internet radio. Pandora is really ubiquitous at this point. And we've got a video of the application I demonstrated last week, Remote Tap, which lets me remotely access my iMac. We've got a few more here to go through. Hero of Sparta, sort of just a fun game to play. Monopoly, I'm big into board games, so it's fun to have. Monopoly, you can play with friends over Wi-Fi. Remote lets me control my iTunes or really any other music library stored on my Mac on the same Wi-Fi network. Doom Resurrection, first-person shooter game for the iPhone, sort of in the old Doom fashion. Sonic 1, it's the initial Sonic the Hedgehog game. It's a lot of fun, but a little hard to control with the iPhone. Speed Test lets you do a full speed test on your iPhone, either using your Wi-Fi or your 3G or Edge network, depending on what you're on. Sudoku, it's a Sodoku game. Tap Word is pretty much the same as the game Boggle. Pulls up a bunch of letters, and you get to sort of make words out of them. Tris is a free version of Tetris. I don't believe it's on the App Store anymore. Uniwar, sort of a turn-by-turn game that you play with friends. It's fun, sort of Stratego-ish. Urban Spoon, it's a great way to sort of learn about new restaurants and gives you restaurant ratings and reviews and can randomly select places for you to go in your area. Wolfenstein Rpg, I bought that. I played it once, thought it was stupidly boring. I don't know why it's on here. I'm going to delete it now. Never played it. Delete. I'm not going to write it. We've got Zillow, which is a application for looking at real estate for different houses and apartments and condos and things. Police radio lets you actually listen into the police bands. You can hear what's going on in your area or other areas. It's sort of fun just to listen in sometimes. And that's in the App Store. Red Laser, I think I did a video demonstrating how that worked. It's a barcode scanner. And a Family Guy game. It's sort of Stewie. You get to control him like a Mario side-scrolling game. We've got just a few more here. Battery Magic lets you sort of get some more battery diagnostics on your phone, helps you maintain optimal battery life, and shows how much time you have left with different things you can do. You can see your device, if you're playing just games or just talking, how much time you have left. It is handy. I don't use it as often as I probably should. And I believe that one you have to pay for. IQ, which is just sort of a free IQ test. I doubt it's very accurate, but it's fun questions. If you're looking for a way to work out your brain, it's a good way to go. SPG, that's a Starwood preferred guest, just for Starwood hotels. Cut Hut, that is a Cut Hut bookmark, takes me right to the Cut Hut web app. We've got TM Wars, that's another tower defense game. I don't play it that much, but you can tell I really like tower defense games, so that's just another option. I've got For Free, and that is sort of a Connect 4 game. It's a free alternative to, I think the paid Connect 4 works just the same. It's a lot of fun. Snood is quickly becoming one of my new favorites. I used to play Snood all the time when I was in college, and it's fun to have Snood on the iPhone, and it translates really well as to how it works. So if you're a big fan of the Snood games, that is definitely a must-buy. And then Tap Sodoku is just another Sodoku game. It sort of works as you'd expect. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. If I'd love to see your video responses to what your favorite apps are, or the apps that you have on your iPhone or iPod Touch. I'm always on the lookout for new things to check out and play with on the device, so please share. So again, either video response or text down below. Really curious to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo, and I will see you in the next video.